a whistleblower for one of these mercenaries that works at these so-called aid sites where they've been murdering Gazans, has come forward to reveal what's going on there. Not that you didn't know it, but we haven't heard it from the mercenaries that actually have worked there. This organization that's really connected to the U.S. and connected to U.S. mercenaries, GHF, Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is really Gaza Humanitarian, go fuck yourself, because honestly, that's what they're achieving. But a whistleblower has come forward to expose the aid massacres. This is from the dissident. GHF, which had set up 4 fake aid distribution sites in Gaza guarded by U.S. mercenary security firm Safe Reach Solutions. Oh, God, these Orwellian names. Safe Reach Solutions, as we murder children. And UG Solutions. Anytime you have solutions in your name, just if someone's coming at you and they got a solutions business card, run for your lives. I'm with UG Solutions. An American military contractor who was guarding an aid site has come forward on Israel's Channel 12 and blown the whistle on Israel's use of Gaza Humanitarian Foundation for massacres. He said, I am a career veteran in the U.S. Army who's been deployed to combat 12 times in different wars. Think about that. This is a guy who's been willing to be a part of our massacres, U.S. massacres around the world 12 different times. And yet this is the one where he's like, this is fucking wrong. This is wrong. Like, the other ones are horrific as well. But this is a new chapter of just like, yeah, go ahead, kill civilians. We don't care. Because most of the murdering of innocent civilians that the U.S. does is pushing a button and you barely see, oh, wait, what was that, a grainy black and white video of a wedding party? Boop. Like, you don't actually have to see the horror show. And I think that's a lot of why this feels different to him. He said, I'm a career veteran, been deployed 12 times. I have never in my entire military career been a part of, allowed, or bystander to the use of force against unarmed innocent civilians, and I'm not going to do it now. Of course, the U.S. murders innocent civilians all the time, but we don't do it quite like this. It's not as in your face. It's done strategically. It's done by blowing up water systems that then murder, 100,000 people. Referring to the GHF, he said, there is no fixing this. This needs to be put to an end now. And then he goes on to describe just, the horror of like a woman trying to get food and she's being shot at, or she's being pepper sprayed in the face while she's on her hands and knees trying to pick up noodles. Israel's done. It's done. You cannot be this monstrous, this remarkably fucking disgusting. And just what? They think in a year, going to go back to whatever the normal was? Yeah, in a year, everybody's going to go back to supporting Israel again after they just watched a genocide live stream on their phones. No, it's just done. How long it takes to actually see that ending is another question. But the UK, which we know has been a staunch ally of Israel, so much so that I brought you the breaking news, the kind of hidden by the mainstream media news that the UK had flown 500 surveillance flights over Gaza to benefit Israel, to help them with their genocide. So that's the level of in bed with Israel that the UK is. Even so, the UK and 27 other nations condemned Israel over inhumane killing of Gaza civilians seeking aid. The UK and 27 other countries have called for an immediate end to the war in Gaza, where they say the suffering of civilians has reached new depths. A joint statement says Israel's aid delivery model is dangerous and condemns what it calls the drip feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of civilians seeking food and water. The drip feeding of aid is designed to not actually give aid. It's designed to get the world to shut up about Israel not giving aid to Gaza while also continuing to starve and murder everyone in Gaza. So it's designed to, they want to have it both ways. They want the world to stop saying you aren't giving them aid, and they want to not give them aid. So they've been giving these tiny little bits of aid, also killing people at these aid sites. There have been many international statements condemning Israel's tactics in Gaza during the 21 months. And here's BBC propaganda. 21 months of Israel's war with Hamas. Oh, is that what this is? Is this a war with Hamas? As Israel intentionally starves children to death? Is that a war with Hamas? Fuck you, BBC. But this declaration is notable for its candor. The signatories are the foreign ministers of the UK and 27 other nations, including Australia, Canada, France, Italy, Japan, New Zealand, and Switzerland. You know, and many of these are the US allies, right? The statement then says the war in Gaza must end now. It then warns the suffering of civilians in Gaza has reached new depths. The Israeli government's aid delivery model is dangerous, fuels instability, and deprives Gazans of human dignity. We condemn the drip feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of civilians, including children seeking to meet their most basic needs of water and food. Anyway, this is a striking statement because it actually includes the UK and Canada and some of these other countries that have not been that forthright with standing up against Israel.